Welcome to Synthetic Oil Protection. I'm your host Eben, and today is another exciting day. We're back at AMCO Transmission with my good man Steven, and he's got a new truck. This is the next one. Which one is this, Steven?
It's a 21 GMC Sierra AT4 with the 3-liter inline 6 Duramax.
Beautiful.
Looking forward to many miles of good use and smiles at the same time.
We're going to be putting in the diesel motor oil. We're going to be putting in the fuel additive. We're going to show you all about fuel additives. And we're also going to be doing the ATF fluid, so check out that video too. Hey, and if you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe. He's just making her all pretty, getting all the dust out of the engine compartment. All right, before we do anything to this little angel, we're gonna go ahead and give you what she sounds like before. So this is what this cute little Duramax sounds like before. Here's the after. Steven's cracking her loose. We got a regular old 15mm bolt, like pretty much all the GM vehicles. And man, this one's just as easy as the other one. The Duramaxes are so easy on the Duramax trucks.
Yeah, the HDs.
Yeah. So the oil bolt's right there, and the oil filter's right there, literally side by side. So far, you're pretty happy with your truck so far, Steven?
Yeah, I love it. I mean, the power's great, the fuel economy is great, the ride's really nice, tows my toys well, and all in all, I have no complaints whatsoever.
So is the lusty love affair better with this one or the old one, the old Tacoma?
I can't really compare the two. I mean, I love the Tacoma. I didn't want to replace it, but somebody else had other ideas. It's just a completely different class altogether, so it's hard to compare.
All right.
But all in all, I do like this truck better. My original plan was to keep the Tacoma, and when the need arose to get a 25 or 3500 Duramax for toys and whatnot, but God's plan was a little different.
So to fill you in, Steven got rear-ended. He got his truck totaled, and it was an inexperienced driver. Same thing with me. So my Corvette, a newer driver, just swerved right over the front of my car and totaled my Corvette. And if you want to see that video, you want to laugh at Eben, it's a lot of fun. Check it out right here. It's hilarious because no one got hurt. That's the only.
Sure, the guy that hit me was drunk. He ran.
Yep, it was a hit and run.
Hit and run. He ran. Why he ran? Other than the fact he had been drunk, I don't know, because he had good insurance.
Thank goodness. And he's healthy. He's not going to die on us. So that's all that counts, but we're going to keep him in good shape.
I'm going to try.
Pliers on her, the dealer sheeps. They got a little gorilla-ish on it, Steven was saying.
Yeah, no kidding.
Boy, did they put that on there. Holy cow.
Yeah, they did.
Wow. So, Steve did one free oil change. So he's at 10,000 miles. So there you go. When you go to the dealer sheeps, sometimes they can get tough on your stuff. So as long as you're okay possibly getting something stripped or something. But
here's a great opportunity to show you why you always check before you put a new filter on.
uh-huh.
I'll show you when the filter's completely off, but the sealing ring is stuck to the block.
Wow.
If you don't catch that, when you go to put the new one on, you double gasket it, you start the truck, and you blow that the second O-ring right out. And
Wow.
now you got 7 quarts of oil going everywhere but where it's supposed to.
Yikes. We don't want that. We don't want that.
That's the first time I've had that happen.
Wow. The very first time. You guys are going to see something Steven's never seen before. Now, if you don't know Steven's an Iron Man. He's down here. I used to think I beat my head against the wall a lot Steven's able to handle more beatings than me. He's down here in the dungeons day in and day out doing transmissions. He's a transmission expert. And yeah, that's what he does. It's got some fresh rubbers on, and here we go.
Also stops dribbling.
Yep.
You can see the seal is no
Totally
longer
gone.
in the can. The seal should be sitting here.
Yep.
But lo and behold, it's
Right there. Steven's gonna remove it. And there she is.
always got to watch for that.
Yep.
If not, you could be out an engine.
Steven was telling me about a little bomb scare. At the time he got this OEM filter, the Wix filters were not available.
Yeah, filter shortage and stuff was going on. I happened to pick up a couple OEM ones.
That's gnarly. We're going to be able to look back at this time in history and laugh. Where you couldn't even get an oil filter for a car or truck.
I really would have wanted the Wix or the AMSOIL filter, but they just weren't available either when I ordered the oil, so OEM's better than nothing.
Exactly. All right, you're going to see the touch of a master craftsman. Steven's got the
Click.
There it is. Steven's got it down.
Little calibrated elbow.
Yep. How many years did it take to develop that, Steven?
I don't know. If you ask the doctor, he'd tell you a different story. I filled the filter. I'm just going to lube the O-ring.
All right, Steven's going to go ahead and prime this sucker. He's getting her all nice and wet and protected. And as we say on the channel, lube to love, love to lube. As long as you keep this wet and protected, it'll always be happy. So Steve's got her all lubed up. And there we go. On she goes. Easy peasy. And we're putting in what we call on the channel the liquid gold, specifically designed for diesel applications. Has anti-soot thickening properties. It's 100% synthetic. So if you didn't know, the oil that comes in your truck is actually not 100% synthetic. It actually is a synthetic blend. And they can call a full synthetic when it's 25% synthetic or more. So a lot of people don't know that. So they say, oh, I just got my, Mobil One, or I got my Royal Purple, or I got my Pennzoil Platinum or whatever, and it's just not even comparable. And it has a much different film strength. And that film is what keeps the metal parts separated and keeps less wear, less friction, less heat. And if you think of jagged rocks, that's mineral oil. If you think of this is like perfectly round ball bearings, and hence the 100% synthetic. All right, we're putting in our diesel treat all-in-one. What this does, cleans the injectors, cleans the valves, all the carbon deposits in the combustion chamber. Also has an anti-gel additive, which there's these little waxy particles in the fuel that crystallize when it gets really cold out, say below freezing, and can really clog up your fuel filter. So Steven gave her a good shake, which is going to mix up anyways in there, and just amazing what this stuff does. I'll never forget the first time I put this in a Duramax, how much more power it made. And you're good to shove, Steve. Just shove her in, that's it. One full bottle will treat 20 gallons as a heavy cleanup dose. And this stuff's really stinky and smelly, so you want to watch getting it on your gloves or hands. And if you open the bottle, this stuff permeates everywhere. It's like a penetrating oil, that lubricant, and that's the upper cylinder lubricant that lubricates the injectors, lubricates the upper rings, and that gives you a better seal, better compression, and that'll give you better fuel mileage. What do you say, how much? About 8% fuel mileage improvement. And you'll just notice how much quieter it is, and how much more wheel horsepower. I would say on the Duramax, a real heavy cleanup dose, you'll probably make about 12 to 25 wheel horsepower. On this truck, it'll probably make, I'm thinking 8 to 15 wheel, but we'll get Steven's estimate later.
We'll see.
If you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe, tap that notification bell. That way you can come back and watch lots more videos on showing you how to protect your vehicle so it runs longer and steeronger. That's what we do on the channel. And when you put this stuff in, that's what it's going to do. All right, Steven's got the honors. He's putting in the liquid gold. And we call this the liquid gold on the channel. And if you're new to the channel, as you watch more videos, you're going to find out why we call that the liquid gold. So pure, so clean, almost untouchable, but you can touch it, believe me. You stick your finger on there and feel it. It's wet, lubricated, and slippery. But Steve's a freehander. He does his stuff in his sleep. He's got confidence to go in there. And it's beautiful. His delicateness with this stuff is it's liberating. When I watch him deal with his own truck and his vehicles, he uses the parts cleaner on all the filter housings, and he's just so thorough. And it's actually an inspiration to watch.
Not just my vehicle, but customer vehicles too.
Yep, every customer, he treats the vehicle exactly the way it would be his own vehicle. And I've been along and seen Steve work on many vehicles here, from SUVs to diesel trucks. No matter what it is, it's all applicable here. So if you ever come over, he'll always be happy to talk to you. Passing the next one over, and 7 quarts of liquid gold is going in. That's what she takes. 7 quarts of lube.
Not nearly as much as the Big Brother takes.
Yeah. Big Brother is what, 11 quarts, I think.
Yeah, 10 to 12, I think, depending on the year.
Yeah, 10 to 12 is for the 6.6 Duramax. 6.6 liter Duramax. You can see the Dexo specification, and this is their new fuel efficient spec. And this delivers up to 6 times more wear protection than the leading industry standard. So basically they come out with these oil standards, and basically it's a very low threshold, low bar. And you know, you go and get an inexpensive motor oil, it's just gonna meet that spec. Well, this right here meets it and exceeds it by 6 times. And if you wanna see all the info on that, down in the description section below. If you're on a laptop, desktop, click show more. If you're on a smartphone, click the little teeny weeny reverse down arrow right there. You'll see all that stuff way down there. And lots of great information. Click see technical data bulletin. And Steven was he was giving us hope, new profound discoveries. He said Gail Banks is coming out with a tuner for this little angel.
Yeah, it's due to be released this summer, so hopefully sooner than later. I know when it comes to Banks stuff, if you run it, you ain't gonna blow your truck up. That's why I trust them. They do the R&D. Unlike some of the other companies that fools it, you know, inline tuners that fool the signals to the ECU, and just Banks is tried and true. And we got friends and family that run them on their Dodges, full intake systems, exhaust tuners, everything, and it's just as good as OEM fit and finish, and you ain't gonna blow your truck up.
I love it. And I was just on the AMSOIL website. Banks actually has many world records held out at the salt flats, which I didn't know about. So if you think Banks, you know, he might just be promoting a lot of softwares and this and that, well, take a look at the results he's provided over the years with all these different truck records, car records with diesels. Unbelievable list of achievements he's gotten. And I personally met him at SEMA. And I tell you what, I know a pro when I see one, and he's, I think he's the best mechanic I've ever met as of right now. Steven brought up something I didn't even think about. Tell him, Steven.
Everybody's so hot to trot to delete when it comes to diesels and the emissions. Well, you don't necessarily want to have to do that because, 1, it's highly illegal now, but 2, it messes with your warranty and whatnot. If you know, their system plugs in and plays and works with compliance and all your emissions, even California of all places, what do you got to lose at that point?
That's great. So yeah, what he's saying is all that software he makes, Gail Banks, it's all plug and play, and you're not going to have any emissions compliance issues. All right, we're going to do our startup with AMSOIL. Let's do it. Looks like a happy purring kitten.
In a whole garage.
Steve uses the AMSOIL garage on all his vehicles. He's a total enthusiast.
You gotta keep track of it somehow.
Yep. And if you don't have a computer or phone, no big deal. I always use a little memo pad. Is what I usually use on my car, just in case I lose my phone or have a glitch or something.
It definitely works too. Amazes me how quiet this thing is.
It's hard to believe. Oh my God.
I can't tell you how many times I have people stand next to my truck when it's running. Like, that's a diesel? Like, yeah.
It is hard to believe.
You can hear a mouse fart in here. It's that quiet.
It is. Holy cow.
At the same time, I wish it was a little bit louder, just because, you know, I like turbo noises and stuff, but yeah. I'll take quiet
Over noisy.
over too loud any day.
But then again, Steven, if he wants that, he's got the rattle trap, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Even then, I gotta wear hearing protection for that car.
If you want to see that one, check it out up here in the corner. Crazy what he's done to this Volkswagen. Nutty.
This does have the automatic stop start as well.
So what do you usually average with this little angel?
I can tell you, this is usually about 1 mile per gallon low, but that's the lifetime average, 21 miles to the gallon, so probably closer to 22.
Wow, that's impressive.
And then my last trip to Arizona, which I just got back yesterday,
Wow.
850 miles, so about 22.5 miles per gallon.
Wow.
And that was cruising freeway at anywhere between 78 and 84 mile an hour
Wow.
the whole time.
That's impressive. So far we got the fuel additive in, we did the motor oil change. What's the difference?
It's hard to say in such a short little drive, but it's definitely smooth and quiet. Almost hard to say quieter, just because it's always so quiet in here to begin with. Be interested to see a side-by-side video comparison of hood open, engine running, if we'll be able to tell something there.
Yeah, we'll
But
definitely show that. Yeah.
long term, we'll see long term. Do I get better fuel economy? Do I feel like the truck has more power? We'll see as time goes on.
Sounds
For the
great.
next 5,000 miles.
So yeah, we're gonna head back to the shop. We're gonna do the transmission fluid right now. And if you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe, tap the notification bell. You'll be in for more information on how to get that car or truck of yours to run longer and Steeroonger. And
Absolutely.
Steve, give them the info on the shop.
AMCO Transmission in Henderson, Nevada. We specialize in transmissions, but we do just about everything. We're located at 1241 American Pacific Drive, Suite 157. And you can Google us and get our phone numbers if you need to schedule any services or have any questions about properly maintaining. Look forward to hearing from you guys, and have a good night.
All right, beautiful. Thanks again, Steven. We'll head back to the transmission. If you're new to the channel, and check out the video right here in the middle. This is on Steven's transmission fluid change. And if you love this content, definitely give it a thumbs up. It lets people know it's good content on how to take care of your vehicle. We'll see you back next time right here on Synthetic Oil Protection. Cheers to protection, protection, protection.